Hey, what's going on? It is Rabid Nick Reefer here for Three Guys and Glee with our special first time ever video podcast. We are going to be talking about the newest episode of Season 2. I believe it was called Lucky. And as you may have noticed, there are not three guys here, there are no gals here, and there is no studio audience. No, Rabid Nick is flying solo, and I do believe somewhere in this post, either above or below me, The Hop has his 9-minute review video podcast of the episode, but the Rabid one is going to do his own right now. So basically the episode is about duets. It was taking different members of the Glee Club and putting them together, some odd combinations, some interesting storyline developments, and overall some really good performances. I think this week definitely shined in the musical department, and as Mr. Hop said, the selections weren't exactly pop culture friendly. They weren't Lady Gaga and Britney Spears. It was stuff from the Broadway musical Victor Victoria, and a chorus line, and some old, Broadway and Julie Garland songs. The stuff that you won't exactly hear on the radio, but they really fit the storyline, especially Sing from a chorus line done by Tina and Other Asian, who actually kind of sort of finally got to sing, but didn't. I thought that was the best part of the episode. It was amazingly handled, and man, that boy can dance. So Rabid Nick had the opportunity to see this current episode of Glee with some members of his family. So of course, 2 minutes into the episode, you got two chicks making out. Yeah, my Rabid grandma almost left the room. My favorite character, of course, is Kurt, the kind of confused, kind of coming into his own homosexual. And the other guys, and maybe some of the gals of the Three Guys crew, really come down hard on him for being annoying and this and that. I know specifically last week during the Jesus episode, they tore him a new one, thinking he was being a douche and he was out of line, but he was going through some tough times. And what's this kid supposed to be, 16, 17 years old? And he has to deal with his dad being in a coma. He has to deal with being a minority and getting ridiculed. That seems to be the most realistic way I think a character like that would act. What would be to step out of line, to really put people in their place. Because let's face it, the rest of the Glee crew isn't exactly Mother Teresa. I don't know that they were acting completely favorable. So seeing Kurt in that frame of mind and treating them like that, totally apropos for me. But what do I know? This week, Kurt once again got some spotlight, and I really think they're broadening the character. This week, I think he learned a lesson that the way he was hitting on Finn last season, the way he was constantly, trying to get with that, it was inappropriate, and he didn't know that. He's learning, society's rules. He's learning how to interact with people. He doesn't exactly have a good teacher. There's not really a role model next to him that he can go, oh, that's the way you're supposed to do things. Like if he was straight, he could look at, Finn, even though Finn's, fucked things up quite a few times. And see how the game is played and really figure it out. He doesn't have the opportunity to do that. So this week, learning a lesson, I think, was good for him. And obviously, he was supposed to sing with Sam, as the Hop says, the Justin Bieber lookalike. And he backed out of singing with him because he knew it was under false pretenses. That was really cool. He got to, as a result of that, star in his own duet, just himself. And I thought he stole the show. I thought it was great. Obviously, the other songs, the one done by Santana and Mercedes, I thought was stellar. It was just amazing, and the choreography and the way they pulled it off, all with the backdrop of all the teams trying to win this gift certificate to the fake Olive Garden known as Breadsticks. I thought it was pretty good. What is up with Brittany and Santana? Are they bi-curious? I know Gawker likes to say that Brittany is in love with Santana, and I'm not really sure what's going on, and as long as my grandma's in the room, I don't know if I need to find out. The Hop tried to bring up a great point. We were missing some characters this week. No Sue Sylvester and no Emma. And I think that's okay. I like the way this show it works. I like the way it's structured, that a major character can maybe just not be around for this particular story. They're not shoehorned in because they know they have to get, you know, a soundbite from Jane Lynch. You know, they have to have her at least get a one-liner in if she's not involved. They don't try and shoehorn that in. And I think taking Schuster's drama in his back life and sometimes putting it on the back burner is fine, because we're already annoyed with it with the amount that we do get. We certainly don't need more of it shoved down our throats. So overall, I thought Lucky was probably one of the, if not the best episodes so far this season. Up until last week, I thought last week's was, even though Stella and I are the only members of the Three Guys crew that thought so. This week I think is right up there. It's definitely more of the Glee that I'm used to, the more of the Glee that I love. They had some progress made towards their goal, which is going to be nationals or regionals or Plufflevenals. I don't know what it is, but that's what they're working for towards the end of the season. So, you know, that was brought up, and the relationships were broadened and tested, and new stuff was coming out. So it's an A+ in my book. And I am the Rabid one, and I have an awesome book.